More coming, huh?
Yes, yes. I mentioned something to Carol earlier this week that maybe someone should read out of Jim's book for kind of a closing of our awards banquet. And yeah, about 6:30, 6:45 this morning, Carol sends me a text and tells me, "I think that's a great idea. What would you like to do?" So I went ahead and got my wife up, got the kids up, and read out loud a couple different times, and they said, you're going to be just fine. So bear with me. There's also a little story that I wanted to lead into this. And I promised my Washington group they had to hold tight for this, but it just mentions as far as times changing and to do everything in the day what you possibly can. Did anybody come the direction of Knoxville and War Memorial this morning? Did anybody see the accident that was there? Okay. I was on my way to Dunkin' Donuts this morning. It's my fix. And I happened to be going down Knoxville, yes, at the stop and go lights there, and I was the first one to lead off into the intersection. As I was going into the intersection, I happened to see this car going from east to west on War Memorial that wasn't slowing down. So I immediately stopped. The car next to me kept going. The car that kept going was the one that got hit from the side, basically right at that intersection. And it gave me an aha moment that, once again, as Jim has tried to teach us and has mentored us to try to do everything within a day that we possibly can. With that, I would like to read from his book, and the chapter is chapter 14, The Bottom Line. I believe that God has had his hand on my entire life, that he has asked me to take on the role of helping people, especially the children. I believe that God has a design for my entire life, if I knew it or not, if I understood it or not. And I feel, in my particular case, my talents were served to love God and love your neighbor. A very strong biblical phrase, love God and love your neighbor, in a manner that will be pleasing to him. The bottom line is, our lives are enriched with the satisfaction of knowing that we did something good along the way. God had a role for me, and no doubt. And that is why I continue to believe more and more in the miracles that he continues to sow upon us as individuals. Each day, my prayers are not for me, but for the ability to help people, for the ability to help our community, and for the ability to help those who are in need and suffering. And so those are my prayers every day, not for me, but for others. And I pray that each and every day, morning and night, just knowing in my heart and in my soul that God is listening. And when you finally put this book down and ponder on it a while, let it percolate in the back of your mind for some time. And sooner or later, you will come to understand or come to see that when I tell you about these minor things, minor miracles happening, they happen within each one of us. They happen because of you and because of me. They happen in spite of you and in spite of me. But the more you connect the events, the more you believe that there is something about this whole thing that brings us all together. Yes, I believe God has a plan for everyone's life. And yes, I believe that our lives are all connected. They are intertwined. And I believe that God wants us to make a difference in the lives of others. And that's why you can't spend your time sitting on your duff, watching TV, or glued to the computer, or just whittling away. Because someone out there needs you. Someone out there that maybe you've never met, or you'll never meet, needs you to get involved and make a difference. Because maybe one day their life will depend upon what you did while you were here. Thank you.